Welcome to Cory's Conscious Living.
Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Lay down and get comfortable. Relax, let go of your day. Andrew was trying to get on the football team. He'd been working on it for 2 years and not made the team. This year, he was determined to work harder, to practice more, to try more, to get better so that he could get on the team. There was one problem though. Andrew always happened to find something more important that he needed to do, or he allowed himself to be distracted by other things. Whenever you're trying to be good at something, you have to be consistent. Consistently practice, consistently study, consistently work at getting what you want to achieve. And this seemed to be a problem for Andrew because he wasn't very consistent. He would start really excited about something, but then after a week or two, it would just kind of fade. And he would do less and less and try less and less until eventually he never succeeded in getting what he wanted because he didn't put the time and the effort and the hard work into it. And anybody will know that if you want to be good at something, you have to work hard. Luckily, Andrew had a ball, an interesting ball. A ball that his grandma bought him for his birthday. He thought it was a great football, a great soccer ball, but he didn't realize how great it was until one morning he was laid in bed. He was supposed to be getting up to go practice with his friend Ben, and he kept rolling over and pressing snooze and rolling over and pressing snooze until the ball in the corner of the bedroom said, "Andrew, it's time to get up." Andrew, half awake, half asleep, didn't really take this very seriously at first. He thought he was dreaming, to be honest. And then the ball again said, "Andrew, you have to get up and practice. Get up now." Andrew became a little bit more conscious and he laid very still, waiting to hear if anything else was going to be said. And then all of a sudden, the ball again said, "Yeah, it's me. Get up. You need to get up and practice. How are you supposed to get better if you don't practice?" That's when Andrew opened his eyes very quickly. He looked around his room as if to say, "Who's in my room?" Nobody was in his room, of course. The ball once again said, "Yeah, it's me talking to you. It's time for you to get up and go practice. Ben's already been waiting 30 minutes. Andrew stared at his ball in complete disbelief. The ball didn't have like a smiley face or a mouth or anything like that moved. So he wasn't sure as if the actual voice was coming from the ball, yet it was coming from the ball's direction. He jumped up out of bed and went over to his football and picked it up. The ball said, "Get dressed! How many times do I have to tell you? Practice, practice, practice. How are you supposed to get good if you don't practice? Come on!" Andrew dropped the ball. "Ouch!" said the ball, and then it laughed and said, "Just kidding. Of course that didn't hurt, but come on, get dressed." Andrew just stared with his mouth open at the ball as if to say, "What on earth is going on? Is this some kind of joke? Did somebody put some kind of recording in my bedroom and they're playing it now and they're all laughing at me through the window?" Andrew went over and checked his window. No one was staring at him through the window. He looked around the room again. Nobody was in the room. This was really weird, he thought. A ball does not talk to you unless it's a magical ball, which would be awesome, he thought, but what's the odds in having a magical ball? "Well, the odds are you have a magical ball," said the ball. "Your grandma bought you a magical ball. So come on, let's go. Let's go practice." Andrew smiled, really big. Actually, this could be kind of cool, he thought. He got dressed to go practice. He grabbed his ball, tucked it under his arm, and went to meet Ben. They practiced for quite some time. And then Andrew was tired. He was hungry, he'd not had breakfast. He was making some excuses. And the ball said, "No way, Jose! It's time for you to practice. Keep practicing. Half an hour more. Otherwise, you're never going to get any better." Andrew looked at Ben as if to say, "Did you just hear my ball talking?" And Ben looked at Andrew as if to say, "Did your ball just talk?" And they both just stared at each other. And Andrew said, "Yeah, I think my ball is a magical ball." And Ben said, "It appears to be a magical ball." And they both said, "Awesome!" So they started practicing again for another half an hour. And then on the way home, the ball said to Ben, "See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. I'll make sure that Andrew gets up, okay?" Andrew looked at Ben and said, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp." This went on for quite some time. The ball made Andrew get up every morning to go practice with Ben. The ball also made Andrew watch football games on TV and study them and copy different moves that some of the major cool footballers were doing. He said, the ball said, that you have to practice, you have to study, learn as much as you possibly can about what it is that you want to get good at, and then be consistent. Consistency was the game. Consistency was the key here. You had to be consistent. So, the ball had Andrew practice. The ball had Andrew study. And most importantly, the ball had Andrew be consistent. He made him practice every day. He made him study every day. He made him put time and energy and effort into becoming a better footballer. And guess what happened? Andrew and Ben both made the team that year. If it wasn't for Andrew's magical ball and that push that he needed, maybe he would have failed just like the other 2 previous years. But the ball was very smart. The ball knew that the more energy and effort you put into something to make yourself better at it, the better you will become. Some people are good at things straight away and they don't have to try very hard. And other people have to try really hard to be good at the same thing. That's just the way the world works. But if you want to learn something new, you can't expect to be brilliant at it straight away. You have to practice. And you have to study and learn as much as you possibly can about what it is that you want to be good at. And you have to try. And sometimes you fail, and sometimes you have to try again, and sometimes you'll fail again, and sometimes you'll look silly, and sometimes you might feel foolish for not being good at it straight away. But all of that is okay. All of that means that you're trying. And the more that you try, the higher your chances are of succeeding and becoming successful at something that you want to do. Andrew learnt that through his magical ball. But it's a good lesson to learn with anything that you want to be good at. The end.